Now I'm going to teach you about the line tool. Line tool is basically one tool that you'll be using a lot repeatedly in your file because it's the most used tool in AutoCAD. So let's just begin using the line tool. There are two ways basically to enter any command in AutoCAD. One, you can just type in the command using keyboard. Second, you can go towards that icon of the command and select it from there, just like using Paint. So if I want to activate the line tool, I go to the home panel here in the draw section and select on line. Now you can see over here my cursor has changed to two lines intersecting each other at 90 degrees. Just below that you can see that the command bar, it's written line over here. This command bar basically represents whatever command that has been activated in the screen. So presently the line command is activated. It's asking me to specify the first point here. Over here it's written specify first point, and just below the cursor also it's written specify first point. So I'll just click anywhere in the screen like this, and you see a line is coming out of that first point. Now it's asking me to specify the next point, say over here. You can continue making lines using the line command, but for now I'm just going to press escape. That ends the command. Now we have drawn a line over here, but as you can see it has no specific dimension or direction. For now I'm going to teach you how to draw a line with a specific direction and dimension. I'm just going to move the workspace a little down to create more space, and I just click on the command line. Now it's asking me to specify the first point again. I don't have a place where I'll start the line, so I'll just pick a point randomly, for example here, and just above it you can see a dimension is written 1617.5458. This is the dimension of this line presently. Now the mouse pointer moved, the dimension changed, but just below the cursor you can see it's written 0 degrees, and beside it it's written polar 1607.0081. that is the dimension, and in front of it it's written 0 degrees. So just over here you can see that there is a dotted green line appearing also. This happens when the polar mode is on. I'll tell you what the polar mode is. It helps you draw horizontal, vertical lines, basically lines in particular angles. It helps you draw lines in particular angles. I'll explain you more about the polar mode later. For now I'm just going to use this mode to draw a horizontal line of dimensions, say 2000. So I'm going to just leave the mouse pointer over here. I'm going to type in 2000 and I'm just going to press enter. Now if I move the cursor you can see that a line of specific dimension 2000 has appeared over here. Now if you want to make another line starting from here of say dimension 1000, but you want to specify an angle to it, say you want the angle to be 20 degrees, I'll teach you how to do that. Say you want to enter a line of 500 units. I'll just type in 500, and instead of pressing enter, now I'll press tab. It will be to specify the angle. You can see that in front of the 500 over here a lock has appeared, so we have locked the dimension to 500, and now we can specify the angle, which is 25 degrees, and I just press enter. If I press escape and end the line command, you can see that we have two lines. One is of dimension, I forgot what dimension we specified for this line, and other is of dimension 500 and angle 25 degrees. So that's how you can make lines with specific dimension and direction. Now, if you want to delete these lines, it's fairly simple. You just select this using the selection tool and just click on delete. You can press delete on your keyboard basically. Now we have deleted the objects. It's as simple as that. If you think you made a mistake, don't worry, you just press Ctrl plus Z and the lines have appeared. Now if you see that I had to press Ctrl plus Z 2 times, that is because after deleting these two objects, I used the move command. I moved around in my workspace. So while moving around in your workspace, AutoCAD considers that a command too. For example, if I just move in my workspace over here and I press Ctrl plus C, it's gonna move me back. So the move command, moving around in AutoCAD, it's also considered a command. That's why I had to press Ctrl plus Z a total of 2 times. Now coming back to the polar mode. What is the polar mode? Over here you can see this is the icon for polar mode. In the above it is written polar tracking F10. F10 is basically the keyboard shortcut for activating the polar mode. Just beside this is a small arrow. If you click this, you can see 45, 90, 135 and 180. Basically multiples of 45, they have been checked over here. What does this mean? I'll tell you. I'll just draw a line over here. I click on any point and I move the cursor around. The green dotted line is appearing at 0 degrees, 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 135 degrees. So basically it is helping me to make my drawing in certain angles. That's what it is doing. So I hope you understood what the different angles, the different numbers in polar mode mean. So you can change these angles. Suppose you want to work in 30, 60 angles, you can check this, or you can, as you go down the list, the size of the angles, they just decrease. It's as simple as that. The second thing is ortho mode. One is polar mode, the second is ortho mode. Ortho mode is this particular icon. If I select this, the polar mode goes off. And the reason for that is ortho mode is used specifically to make lines or objects at 90 degrees. It's only used to make horizontal and vertical objects. For example, if I just enter the line command again and I click anywhere on the screen and move my cursor around, the line is coming out only to be horizontal or vertical. So ortho mode is a bit stricter version. It's a bit strict from the polar mode. It only allows you to draw the lines in 90 degrees, whereas polar mode helps you draw the lines in 90 degrees and 180 degrees, but it's not that strict. So I'm just going to go back and select polar mode. By the way, you can use ortho mode and save a lot of time if you're just working on vertical and horizontal lines.